When Walter Cottle Lester donated his family's farm to Santa Clara County, California in 2003, he honored his mother's wish to create a park named after his grandfather, Marshall Cottle, ensuring the land remains a working farm to preserve its agricultural heritage and educate visitors about the region's history. In keeping with those wishes, the Santa Clara County chapter of UC Master Gardeners runs a demonstration garden and community education center in a 4-acre parcel. The gardens demonstrate many aspects of home gardening in the region, including native plants, vegetables, fruit trees, and more.
Hi, Jeannie.
How's it going back there?
Oh, pretty good. We planted those 2 zucchini plants in containers because I wanted to show how they can grow in containers.
Okay, cool. So Arna and I are going to do garlic setup.
You're right, and Nancy's doing the booth. All right, so have fun, and I'll see you later. I'm Kathy Kaplan. I'm a master gardener with Santa Clara County, and I'm the lead for the garlic team here. Ooh, those are doing good. Oh, wow. Oh, this is good. And that's looking good. Hey,
Good
Sue.
morning, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. Come here. All right, so I'm gonna put a little eggplant into this spot here. Ugh. The fertilizer has been added to the soil and we've composted it, so it's pretty much ready to go. And I had an empty spot here, so I make sure I put a lot of water to start.
Normally, would you put fertilizer here?
Normally, yeah, we'd put fertilizer in individually, but this year what we did is we just mixed up a big amount of fertilizer, and I use and I mix my own. I like to use blood meal, bone meal, and alfalfa meal, just because it's for nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. And then I just I sprinkle it all over as we're putting in the compost. And so that way it's kind of, ready to go and we don't have to do it individually. What we still do is, for each plant we add mycorrhizal to help with the fungi that's in the soil, and it helps for root development on the plant as well. So basically what I'll do is I'll take just a little pinch. You don't need much mycorrhizal. And you put it on the roots, and you have to add it right to the roots. So you see, I don't put a lot on there. It doesn't need a lot. And then I'll just mix up this nice goop here. And I put it in. It's kind of wet, but that's okay. Those roots will just suck it right up. And then I just put it in. And this is a little African eggplant. I do give it a little extra water though. And we're done. There you go. And I got to grab a basket and complete. So now just grow. Put all my stuff away, and then we're ready to go to the orchard. Oh. So what's going on?
Oh, I just came to talk about plants.
Plants are doing great.
Hi.
We're going to docent, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's why I'm here.
I have that list over there. Oh, you have it
I
too.
have it too.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll bring it with me. Now, isn't Sue's here, right?
Sue's here, but she's hauling bricks right now.
Hauling bricks. Okay.
Yeah, because Anna's working on the
On that walkway.
yeah, she is.
This is still mostly lettuces. Is that right?
This
And
one is
Malabar spinach.
that's not Malabar spinach. That's Tajimasai.
Oh, chichimasai. That's right.
And then we do have some of the red Malabars coming up as well as the green. And the ashwagandha came back,
Oh, okay.
and which is great. It came back on both sides.
And very hardy. How about the gopher? Did you get the gopher?
We got the gopher.
Oh, yes.
It
Oh, it's looking so much better.
is.
It's on its way now.
Yeah. And I brought more plants today that Audrey's putting in.
You have the new signs.
Yes.
So what did you finally do with them? Okay, you have all your jobs. When do you go?
Friday morning.
Okay.
I think what might work best is if we give Perna ownership of that one and we take ownership of this one.
Right.
Yeah.
I know how to do this because I'm just going to repeat what we did before.
Right. And the only thing that we don't have is the table cover.
She's
That I
bringing
got.
it.
Okay, cool.
So I'll bring that.
So the flag is there. The banners, I think we only have the one, but everything's in our shed.
Yeah, from the
Talking about you.
yeah, Bob.
Started the foundation and I've grown like Taj Mahal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, look what Anna's doing. You know, all these bricks, you know, they were the ones that were donated. I don't know who donated them, but it's great though because we're using them up.
How are you doing?
Oh, yeah. You and I are going to just kind of walk through together.
One of the people I know decided to organize a big group of volunteers. She wanted to help a group of Ukrainian girls to get to know each other. Out of 20, many Ukrainians came, but still girls stayed. That's the funny story. We came to help around different sections, and then Katie grabbed me. She said that she has something for me to do here. I like gardening. I didn't have a chance to garden in the city where I lived before, and now I live in HOA and I have a small garden, and I like just practicing. I took classes from Foothill College and I volunteer in my HOA, and I want to be more like hands-on. I want to actually doing things rather than just discussing them, and my garden is basically not big enough for all the things I want to practice. So here is a perfect place for me, not too far from my place.
These are our garlics over here looking pretty good. A really easy way to remember about garlic is to use them holidays. From Halloween to Thanksgiving, you can plant. Valentine's Day, you feed them. The fish emulsion works pretty good. On the Ides of March or March 15th, you feed again. So the next date that you remember is Father's Day, and that's when you quit watering it. And then Mother's Day is when you can start harvesting it, which is about June. So we'll harvest the garlic sometime between June and July. By then, all the garlic's ready to go. And you can tell when half of this plant is brown, that's when you know it's getting ready to start harvesting. This garden started as just a thought because we're doing garlic, and once you put garlic in the ground, it gets kind of boring. You know, you just watch it grow. So we wanted to have something else to do. And so originally this was all going to be perennial veggies. And then it kind of changed a little bit and became more international. So we decided to call it the One World Kitchen Garden. And it started as just this one 25 by 25 plot. It was ground. It looked just like what we're standing on here. It was an interesting endeavor, to be sure. But you know, slowly we got the plants. First one was a year ago. If you see the sign, we have it as phase 1. And that's all it was going to be. It was just one garden. But then after we started researching for the plants, that was really fun, you know, to find things from different countries. And so we decided that we would have a phase 2. And so phase 2 is now also planted. But I have really great team members. And they says, well, we should have a third one. So we actually have a phase 3 as well. All of the garden has different parts to it. So that people here in Santa Clara County, because it's such a diverse population, they can see that they can grow plants from their native country here in Santa Clara, which is really an awesome place to grow things. Like passion fruit from Asia.
Yeah.
This is phase 3. Phase 3 looks like a little city, a basket, because there's a lot of critters out here. But these baskets seem to be doing the trick because our plants are, coming back, which is great. Audrey, those ones you don't have to cover because they don't bother those things, which is lucky.
Which is right.
Yeah. Next year we're going to plant a lot of alliums in the garden because it'll be very helpful. Hey Don, so how's the orchard doing today?
It's good. It's springtime. Everything's growing. Mostly done blooming. The fruit's setting. It's a busy time.
Are you training the trees to keep them small, right?
Oh yeah, this tall.
As long as you
Because
can reach.
I am this tall. Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
Spread them out so the sun gets inside the tree. It's good for the fruit. It's good for the leaves. It's good for setting new flowers. It's good for being able to reach it.
Okay, so another question that I had though is that, a lot of those older trees are really tall. Can they?
How do I shorten a tall tree?
Right.
What you do is find the tallest branch and follow it all the way down to as low as you can get without cutting the tree down, and then cut it off. So the tree is growing outward from there, rather than if you cut it off up here, it's going to grow out up here.
A lot of people I know, when they buy their trees, bare root trees, they're really tall. But give me your take on, what you should do.
Okay, same first planting, same story. It's that Bing cherry down there, the first tree we planted. We of course do classes.
Yeah.
Made it a class, and in the class I said we're going to cut it off knee high because we want it to grow out and up. So it's about 6 feet by, it's 12 feet wide. Everybody says, yeah. No, they write it down. Oh, that's a good idea. Cut it off here, it'll spread out. Yeah, that's a good idea. They write it down. We come out here and I remind them we're going to cut it off knee high, and they go, oh yeah. And I go, and you can just hear the intake of breath, and I go, gasps all around. Even the master gardeners. It's like, you did it. You really did chop it off.
Yeah, it is.
And that's how all these trees get nice and broad. And
yeah. Don, I was wondering if you've heard anything about the differences in, zone changing and stuff, and if you have any information about that.
The planet's getting warmer. The zones are more about what's the coldest you get.
Yeah.
The citrus cares a lot, but the other trees don't care if it gets down to 10 or 5 degrees or 0 generally, but they care how long it's cold.
Yeah.
So the change in the zones doesn't actually say that you get less chill hours, but it sort of implies that if it's going to be warmer, you'll get less hours below 45 degrees, which are the chill hours. You might look for trees with low chill hours. So cherries tend to need more chill hours than other trees. On the other hand, there are some that only need cherries that only need 300 hours, some that need 900. So
you look for those varieties.
Look for the varieties that need fewer chill hours, and then you're insured against the global warming for 50 years. I know that recently the official USDA or whoever does zones actually has changed them. I don't know about right here, but around the country they're shifting them north.
That's interesting. Yeah, true. Well, we might have to start just planting different things. So I send out an email every week, and to all of my team members or people who are interested in the garden, and I tell them who's been here so that they get a good pat on the back for their work. And then I tell what's been done, what needs to be done, and then that way we all stay connected, through email. And so I'll get feedback from them. It's like, oh, we need to get this done, or when are we going to do more planting? And so even though that I have the final say on things, it makes it good because everybody has a say in what's going on in the garden. And of course, I hug everybody when they come in. I always say, sugar makes them stay. So on April 20th, I wrote to 2 of my team members because we're working on some things for the sale. And I said, I have attached the OWKG plant list. And of course, OWKG is One World Kitchen Garden. I also will have 2 copies of the same list out at the park with your supplies for Saturday's sale. Just make sure you know, all the plant names in bold are the ones planted in the garden. All the others didn't make it for one reason or another. But they're ones that we will either direct seed when I come back from South Carolina, or we will try again next year. Kathy. So, and they picked up those plant lists today when we were out at the garden. Another day at the garden, done. It's always fun. It's always fun to be out here and to see everything growing, especially in the springtime. If I wasn't at the garden, I don't think my life would be as rich as it is now. Here, it's the camaraderie of the teammates. It's just coming out here and having a life beyond sitting in front of the TV. And I like working with the young people because sometimes we have young people that come out here volunteering. It's nice to be able to do that. My days over here, they're tiring, but it's fun. And you always learn something new. Time for a little drink and time to go home. The life of a gardener. So these beds, you can tell they're from the school gardens because they make these really wonderful signs, but they have different ones for different things. Like this is a sensory one, so the kids will come and they smell, ooh, this smells good, and they touch, and because these ones are fuzzy, and so they have these sensory beds. And then over here, you know, of course they've got this with something, I think they had loofahs one year, which was really cool, but they've started a bunch of new things here. And this one demonstrates square foot gardening. So in each of those squares, they'll put a plant. This is actually really useful for people who have limited space.
This is a vermiculture demonstration bed. It's about worm composting. But if you look under the paper, kilo earthworm, right? And they're very active. They break it down. So in this case, you take crap paper. Each week they'll come out and they'll add underneath. You can see here some scraps of vegetables. And then the insects are down there chewing away. All the organic material, once it's broken down, goes into the bed and makes nutrients available to the plants. And you can see the nasturtium, they're just barely happy.
These are all the plants that are getting ready for the sale. They started plants in February. They've been living in the greenhouse there for a few months, and they brought them over here to harden them off for people to plant. It's always nice to come in here and look because I learn a lot about what other teams are growing. A lot of these ones are pollinators. Gardeners like them because it'll bring the bees in. Ours are veggies. Anything that we put in our garden, they have to be edible. This is a plant that we have in our garden, the red hibiscus. They're a little bit different variety, but the same thing. And these ones have some really interesting calyxes that grow on here, and they use them like Hispanic people use those a lot for their drinks. These are ones that are not up potted yet. So they'll plant them and they get quite a few in a pot like that. These are, looks like they're jalapenos. So then when they want up pot, meaning that they're going to separate these and put them in a, bigger containers, they'll very gently dump this out and just tease the seedlings apart. And then you plant them singly, just like these ones here. And then that's how they're prepared for sale. And that's what you should do at home as well. Because Santa Clara County has so many gardens to have operating costs. And so this plant sale helps to keep the master gardeners' demo gardens flush, because we have to pay for water and electricity and other supplies that we need to run the gardens, so that we can teach the public about plants. So the plant sale that we have really is quite important for us. And it generates quite a bit of money. But they also donate a lot of these plants to like Elmwood or to Mesa Verde or any of those other programs where they teach the public. This section over here is the Garden to Glass team. All of these plants have a really nice smell to them. They have a nice taste. They make wonderful beverages, and Monique is great at finding recipes and putting things together. The team is always the recipient of some really yummy drinks that she puts together. This is the one that was in the greenhouse, this hibiscus, this roselle. She makes a really wonderful hibiscus tea that's this gorgeous red color. It's really pretty. And usually there's not a lot of sugar. Sometimes they're just a flavored drink, flavored water drink, which is really, really good. You know, these QR codes are new, so hopefully they'll work really well for who's ever visiting the garden. Okay, let's see. Okay, Yvonne, here's the QR code for the plant sale on Saturday. This one is, I think this is leftover broccoli. Yeah. Yeah, the flowers are pretty good. Let me grab one here. Tastes like broccoli, which is good.
Oh, really? Smells good too?
I don't know. Here, try some. It doesn't smell like anything, does it? These are good though.
Sweet.
Yeah, they do taste like broccoli. Want any more?
This is my lunch.
Some of these collards, though, are considered perennials. And this one, it's going to last until the blooms go, but then we're going to take it out. I used to teach adults health and fitness. And there was quite a few master gardeners in that program. A friend of mine who was a master gardener came in and helped me with some plants in my yard. And I said, I got to do that. You know, my mom loved plants, and so I just love plants as well. That was my reason to become a master gardener. But I've learned so many things while being a master gardener. I've learned that it's wonderful to teach other people about gardening. And I get really excited about that. And I think most of us do. We're out here talking to people that come to our sales, and it's just so much fun to see them come alive when they say, oh, you know, we can do this and we can do that. And so being a master gardener is not just about growing plants, it's about teaching people how to grow plants. And that's one of the main goals for master gardeners across the country. We're an educational group. So I'm really happy. I've been doing this for 7 years now. So when we decided that we were going to do our one-row kitchen garden, I knew that that was going to be a big project. And so I went and talked to the new class, the class that was just getting ready to graduate, and told them about the garden. I was able to get a lot of people. I think I signed up 19 people to come and help. I just really have a great group. They're out there working right now. They're very enthusiastic. Not only do we have master gardeners, but we also have community volunteers who are very dedicated, and they show up for every work day because we're here generally Wednesdays and Saturdays. But even with our added day that we did this month on Mondays, I still have people showing up. You can see that the garden is thriving. They're really proud of it. So they keep showing up, and I'm really proud of them.
Heard about this event through some of the plant societies that I've been following, and me and my husband are here to start collecting more native plants so that we can bring in more pollinators and birds into our garden.
This is our annual flagship event, the annual Spring Garden Fair. This is hosted by the UC Master Gardener Program of Santa Clara County. Everyone working this event is a volunteer. We have well over 100 volunteers here today selling plants, teaching classes, from everything from tomatoes to irrigation. We have a tool care class, repair cafe. You can bring your tools and get them sharpened. Once folks are done shopping, they can stay for the rest of the day. We're here from 9 to 2. There's also other guest vendors. We have the Master Composter Program, representatives from the Santa Clara County Park system. We have about 1,800 visitors last year, so we're hoping to break that record this year. People come from all over the county, all the way from Palo Alto to Gilroy. We're a nice central location here at Marshall Cottle. I'm most proud of the volunteers. I'm the volunteer coordinator for UC Cooperative Extension, and these folks just put hundreds of hours into this event every year and make it really special.
A lot of things, actually. Mostly things that we hope would grow flowers so that butterflies will stick around, and bees. And also a pepper plant, just because I wanted a pepper. We bought our house maybe like 2 years ago, but we're still figuring out what to do with the garden. So we've got some tomatoes that we've started, and pumpkins. We're just seeing whatever works.
Aleppo and the Anaheim said you can put them in the same hole together and they will do just fine. You could also separate them just a touch.
My name is Darshini. This is my son Siddhant, and we are enjoying this beautiful day at the Master Gardener's plant sale.
I'm Liz. I'm with the Master Gardeners, and we grow a bunch of different tomatoes for the sale. I like black cherry because it's a small tomato that has a lot of flavor. I like Kellogg's Breakfast. It's a big orange tomato. I like Juliet. It's a grape tomato. We're selling a lot of tomatoes today.
Epazote is good when you cook beans. You can put like four leaves on it. Like you cook beans.
I'm not I just didn't realize how large this place was. What are those red? That's passion fruit right there. That's salvia. We have some salvias, but nothing quite like that. Can be used in the kitchen.
Go on down here. They're baskets because the little critters like to eat everything.
What kind of critters?
What kind? We have rabbits, we have gophers, we have squirrels. You name it. Oh, he brought the pup.
Yeah.
One.
That was a year and a half ago.
But yeah, I'll have a lot of seeds.
About 3/4 of the people that have come by already have asked. I have peach leaf curl. It's horrible this year. So the correct official procedure for peach leaf curl is put copper spray on when there's no leaves. So maybe Christmas, Martin Luther King Day, and Valentine's Day would be a good schedule. Good news is, unless it's really bad, we don't do anything about it. We don't care. The tree will outgrow it. The stone fruits and palm. So if you haven't yet, it's time now to fertilize them. 1 ounce of actual nitrogen for each year that you've been growing the tree, to about a maximum of 8 ounces. Your tree needs 1 gallon of water for every square foot of shade every week. Planting. It's time to plant citrus and avocado. Last year I did this in March, and I said it's still time to plant your peaches and apples and bare root trees, but a little late. In April, it's past.
Put the rocks out of here. You know what? The rocks are down here. They're not in there anymore.
Yeah.
Throw it like this.
What's the temperature in this room? It's hot.